إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد. Alhamdulillah, we have a new session with the book Madarij al-Salikin as we go in it one manzila at a time, one step at a time, and say about it whatever Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala allows us to reflect on. And today's manzila or step is the manzilat al-Zuhd. Al-Zuhd. And of course, it's a concept and we can translate it to English, but then you don't quite get it as the English, word indicates, not like the Arabic word indicate as we are used to that. But then once we and the purpose is to understand these words and the concept of it, so we can grasp it and go toward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with that understanding. So zuhd, asceticism, that is as in English they say. Okay? So that is the last word. I'm going to say that word in English, asceticism. Okay, and from now on I'm going to refer to it as zuhd. Okay. So that word zuhd in the Quran was only mentioned once as a word, meaning in the language. However, the concept itself, it is all over the Quran, literally all over the Quran. Okay, so where was it mentioned once? It was mentioned once at the time of Yusuf alayhi salam in Surah Yusuf. We know when Yusuf alayhi salam, his brother took him and then threw him in the well. They went back to their father, told him that the wolf ate him, and as he was in the well, the caravan was coming by, looked to get water. They found a boy, they got him out, and then they took him now and they wanted to sell him. A man from Egypt was passing by, so they thought they will sell him and give him up and give him to that man as a slave. That is when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, فَشَرُوهُ بِثَمَنٍ بَخْسٍ دَرَاهِمَ مَعْدُودٍ وَكَانُوا فِيهِ مِنَ الزَّاهِدِينَ. That is the end of that verse. مِنَ الزَّاهِدِينَ. They were zahidin in him. Okay? They had zuhd in him, zahidin in him, in Yusuf. Meaning what? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying, they sold him with few coins that you could count, meaning very small amount. And why? Because they were in him from those who are zahidin, meaning they did not care much. They just want to get rid of him. They did not put much value on him. So that is the concept. And when it was mentioned by the word itself in the Quran, they had him, they did not think much of him. Found a man wants to buy him, said, take him, just give us anything. So that concept and that feeling and that value they had, that is zuhd. Meaning you have something, it doesn't matter how valuable it is in reality, but to you, you're taking it as something that is not so valuable. You can easily get rid of it. That is the concept of zuhd. Okay? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in the Quran tell us about this concept. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, for example, tell us in Surah Al-Kahf, مثل الحياة الدنيا واضرب لهم مثل الحياة الدنيا. Give him an example, strike an example for them. The likeness of this life, this dunya, this life that we are living. كَمَاءٍ أَنزَلْنَاهُ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ. Like water, we brought it down from up in the sky down on them. فَاخْتَلَطَ بِهِ نَبَاتُ الْأَرْضِ. Then the vegetation of the earth got mixed with it. كَمَاءٍ أَنزَلْنَاهُ مِنَ السَّمَاءِ فَاخْتَلَطَ بِهِ نَبَاتُ الْأَرْضِ فَأَصْبَحَ هَشِيمًا تَذْرُوهُ الرِّياحُ. Eventually became dry. Hashim meaning it was all squished and pieces and all around itself, dry. Wind scatters it away. Wind scattered it away. So that is again the concept of something you think it has value, but then a wind comes in and take it away. Okay, so that is the likeness of this dunya. And then immediately in the same surah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Al-malu wal-banun zinatul hayati dunya. The wealth and money, okay, and I'm sorry, Al-malu wal-banun, wealth and money, and offspring, children, okay, zinatul hayati dunya. They are the ornament of this life, of this lower life. When you say dunya, means the lower one. They are the ornament of this low life, or the lower life that we have. وَالْبَاقِيَاتُ الصَّالِحَاتِ. That which stays, the good things that stay. Meaning, now Allah did not specifically says what it is, but obviously from it is the remembrance of Allah, the good deeds and so forth. Okay. خَيْرٌ عِنْدَ رَبِّكَ ثَوَابًا وَخَيْرٌ أَمَلًا. It is better with your Lord as for a reward for you to get, and it is better for hope for you to look forward to. So again, it is the concept of what is it that you should not put much attention on and value on, and it goes away. Because it goes away, you should not put value on it. Okay? But you put value on that which will last in the hereafter. Okay, so al-malu wal-banun, money or wealth and children. It is the ornament. What is an ornament? When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala uses the word zina, ornament. An ornament, that which you beautify things with it, but you are not in absolute need of it. Right? Okay. I'm sitting on a chair now. So it doesn't matter what the chair is like. Okay, what is look like, what is the color of it, what materials in and so forth. But does it do its job? Yes. Meaning that it is holding me as I'm sitting on it, and it is not going here and there, and it's doing its job. That is what it was created to do. However, I can make it soft so my body feels good as I'm sitting on it. That's okay, something I could say would be good, but then I can make it two different colors, right? The back is one color, the handle one color, the seat is another color. That is zina now, because that which you're going to add to it is an ornament that does not increase or decrease from its work, its function. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala calls wealth and children as zina of this dunya, as an ornament of this life. Okay? كلا بل تحبون العاجلة وتذرون الآخرة. Nay, indeed, you love the quick one and you stay away from the one that is coming in the hereafter, the one that lasts. That is a concept of someone who does not have zuhd, does not have that balance, that understanding, that what you love is what's going to go away, and what you are forgetting about is that which is going to last. That is the opposite of zuhd. That is a concept that puts us in trouble. And that is the job of shaitan. What shaitan does, shaitan show us this mata' dunya, the pleasure of this life, as something that is essential. It's not essential, right? But shaitan wants to make it as such for us. Why? Because once we do so, we'll be losing, we'll be the losers, because we will not be working for that which lasts. So you keep working to gain, and you will gain. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will allow us to gain. Okay, but what we gain is about this life, and from this life, and for this life. And then at the end of our life, we gain nothing, because what we have at that point, we're going to leave it. And if we live longer, it might leave us. So you're working for this life, one of two things will happen to it. It going to leave us, or we are going to leave it. Okay? You accumulate whatever you accumulate in your life, and then you go on and you lose everything that you have. Okay? So you lost it. Okay? Or you gained everything, and by the time you're about now to enjoy whatever that means in this life, what you got, and then you die. So you left it. Okay? So that separation has an appointed time, and it has to happen. We understand that. So that which has an end will meet with that which has an end, and that which does not have an end will meet with that which does not have an end, right? So all the accumulation of this life has an end, but Jannah does not have an end. So this is not going to go with us, or death does not have an end, right? So once we die, we leave it, okay? And now we do not have an end. We have a beginning, but we do not have an end. So Jannah, or hellfire, or paradise and hellfire, has a beginning, and it does not have an end. So we will go there, okay? And we will match with that which, for us in the hereafter. So we want in this life carry that which does not have an end, as we move to that which does not have an end, right? Meaning we carry in the good deeds that will last with us as we die, and we go in the hereafter, day of judgment, and so forth. That makes sense. So zuhd is to be smart in this, and to get your heart really letting go willingly, being happy that you're letting go with things. Okay? So Imam Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah, he said, one of the things that he was saying about this, that you don't claim that you're a zahid and you do not have much. Zahid is when you have so much, but you don't put much value on it. That is zuhd. Okay? You don't only have one piece of clothes and you say, I'm a zahid, I only have one piece of clothes. No, you have one piece of clothes because that's all you could afford. So you don't claim that. Okay? But you can have the ability to buy so much, but you only buy one or two. Now you can put that label on yourself. Okay? So not necessarily if you are looking like a humble person, you are a humble person. You can claim that you are, but you might not be. That's one. He says that his teacher, his sheikh, Imam Ibn Taymiyyah rahimahullah, said that zuhd and there is another word that has the zuhd in it, okay, but not quite, has an addition to it, which is wara. Wara is zuhd with some fear, some fear. Okay, so he said, wara is to be afraid to go to the hereafter with that which harmful. But zuhd is afraid to go to the hereafter with that which is not beneficial, right? So what you perceive as harmful, it is different than that which you perceive as not beneficial. Okay, what does that mean? Okay, let us say there is food here, and there is some of it I have doubt that it's halal or not. I'm almost sure it's halal, but I'm almost sure, but I'm not 100% sure. So the wara will get me to do what? To say, no, I don't want anything to do with that. Because I don't want to go to the hereafter with something that might harm me, right? That is wara. But zuhd, when you have all the food with you, it's all halal, and you start eating from it. But then you say, the excess of that does not benefit me in the hereafter. So you do not have access to too much of it. Now that is zuhd, right? I have all kind of food. I eat from it to strengthen my health, to enjoy it, to thank Allah for it, but to that point only. Now, can I eat more? Maybe I can eat more. Mankind can keep eating, and you say, I cannot have any more. Somebody comes to you and say, what about ice cream? No way. Yes, please. Okay, I take the ice cream. What about some foods? There is no way. And you take, and you keep going. So he said, that access in halal, that's too much of the halal, is not going to benefit you in the hereafter anymore. That's it. So, zuhd to him is that not to indulge in that which does not benefit you in the hereafter, not in that which could harm you in the hereafter. That's a big difference, right? So you measure that with anything else in our lives, okay? With wealth, with children, with anything, with the place that you worship, you live in, with the place that you know, with the whatever you use in this life, your relationship in this life, and so forth, your relationship with wealth, your relationship with children, with family, and with work, and so forth. Okay, you be careful not to take from it that which harmed you. That's not zuhd, that's wara. But then you do not indulge in it to the point that you are taking from it that which is not going to benefit you. Okay, so other scholars give the meaning of zuhd to them in some beautiful ways. He said zuhd is al-ilm duna ri'asa. Okay, what does that mean? Knowledge without seeking to be the leader, right? Knowledge without seeking to be the leader. Because as a human being, what we should we do? We should gain knowledge, okay, teach knowledge, and implement that knowledge, right? So there is a component of zuhd in all three, right? Okay, the zuhd in gaining knowledge is you gain the knowledge without seeking to be the head of something, right? In other words, I am gaining knowledge so I can use it to become the head, the top in whatever that knowledge is in that discipline, for example. I'm looking for that, okay? I'm gaining that knowledge, okay? Why are you gaining it? If it is for that purpose, that to have ri'asa, to be the head and go ahead of everybody else, that is not zuhd. Not zuhd in knowledge, right? You gain it, but not for that purpose. If there's any part of ri'asa with that knowledge, that you're not a zahid. You're not on the path to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with zuhd. Remember, we are trying to get a concept to purify things out of us so we can get on this path. By the way, Zuhd, everybody can reach it. It is within the reach of everybody because it's easy to understand and you can work on it. Okay, so knowledge. You gain it without try to gain it without ri'asa in it, without being a boss, if you will, right? Or not looking to be one. Okay, so that is knowledge. Okay, what about uh, teaching it? That is al-qawl. Al-qawl, to say. To say, now what is zuhd in saying things? You sit and I'm talking. I'm talking is expressing things that you know. So that expression and the information that you are giving could have zuhd in it. It will not have zuhd if you are seeking compensation from it. So saying, waiting for compensation, okay, it does not have a zuhd. So your talk, okay, and your speech is going to go in vain now if the purpose of it is one compensation from it. So now you had the knowledge, and that knowledge you are gained it, and you're not seeking leadership with it, and you are articulating that knowledge and saying it, but you are not looking for compensation. However, if the knowledge gave you leadership, if the knowledge give you compensation, that's okay. But that should not be the purpose of these actions. Okay. Once this component comes to it, you are not a zahid anymore. Okay. So what is left? The left is working according to this knowledge. Okay. So they say al-amal duna ilaqa. Okay. The work without attachment. Okay, without attachment. Okay, what does that mean? you are gaining the knowledge, you're teaching the knowledge, now you're working according to this knowledge, but when you're working in it with some kind of attachment, meaning I'm gonna hold on to that job. Okay, there is that implementation, okay, has other component that connect me with something else, not just the implementation, because you need absolutely to articulate the knowledge you gain by the action that you do. It should stop there. It should stop. It should not go any further. But if you try to connect it, and you connect it to some kind of a job or a relationship and so forth, so that implementation now is not for the sake of Allah. It does not have zuhd in it. Can it has a ilaqa in it, a connection, a relationship? Yes, it can. but you will not have that heart that has zuhd. Again, what I'm saying now, and what the scholars are teaching us by Imam Ibn Qayyim especially, it is not, sometimes it's a puzzle as you hear it, but it is not really complicated, right? It's not complicated, but it is enlightenment once you understand it. And that is the purpose of this. The purpose of this is to see, to get the cover over your eyes and see things as it is, and see how you need to correct it. When we make the dua, oh Allah, أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه. Show us the truth as truth and help us, okay, give us a risk of following it. That's what this is, okay? That you matters that you go on in your life as routine, but once you look at it in some kind of depth, you realize that you need to adjust it, and you can get a lot of benefit, a lot of mileage from it toward Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as you're walking. So yes, we all gain knowledge, but how do you gain knowledge? For what purpose? We all teach knowledge. How do you teach and why? For what purpose? We all try to implement the knowledge. For what purpose? And what's the connection and so forth? So That is basically a summary of our life, right? That any matter of this life, you must gain knowledge of it, and you must articulate this knowledge, and you implement this knowledge. So you can have zuhd in your life. It depends on how are you relating these items, if you will. Adam alayhi salam, he was created as a being who has a choice. Since he has a choice, he needs to learn. Because if he has a choice, he can do or do not do. He can harm, he can benefit. Because he's got to, there's more than one thing to do things, right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala taught him, not like animals. Animals, you only know how to do things one way. That's how they are designed to do, and this is how their instincts take them to. They are programmed, right? So Adam alayhi salam gained that knowledge, right? Allah taught him the names, and then Allah told him, implement this knowledge by teach it. So say, teach the angel. So the angels now learned from Adam alayhi salam. So he gained that knowledge, right? For what purpose? And then he taught that knowledge for what purpose? Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, now you need to implement the knowledge. So eat from here, don't get near the tree. That is the implementation, right? So that is our life, okay? In whatever matter, okay, whatever matter, a baby, we can, you know, help to bring up children just with this small concept that we just mentioned now, in a way that is upright, because a child constantly gaining knowledge, constantly being proud that he is gaining that knowledge, and tell you about how proud he is and what he can do and so forth, okay? And running around and showing you how he can implement what he knows now. Now, by understanding this concept, we can form these children as they're growing up, as we teach them, not just teach them the knowledge, but teach them that knowledge and what is it for, okay, in the correct way that we understand now. When they carry this knowledge and teaching it to others, how, in what mindset, okay, and how, what attitude, when they are, you know, teaching it and articulating it to others, and then when they implement it also, how are they implemented, what relationship they implemented as they implemented that they have, and so forth, right? Again, we'll get back to the concept. It is going to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It's better to carry what you need, not any excess of anything. So we can carry so much of the halal, but it can get in our way, okay? Because it will have an attachment to this dunya. But be careful, we're not going to make the halal haram, right? Be careful. Who is making what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala beautify for you halal and make it beautiful haram? Enjoy the halal, enjoy the beauty that the halal that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provides for you. Okay, this is not what we're talking about. Okay, that is in the hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Allah indeed loves to see the bounty that he bestowed upon his servant to show on him. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala loves when he gives you something to be shown on you, right? To you know, Allah give you wealth, give you food, give you children. And yes, Allah loves for this to show on you. But you can still deal with it in a halal way, but you have access so much of it that can be an obstacle for you, okay? So again, that is beyond what? Beyond being careful and saying, I doubt that the halal that here is 100% with this and that. No, if you have doubt, you stay away from it. That is wara, okay? But again, the work of shaitan is to give us the perception of a benefit for something that either harmful or not beneficial. Okay, so let us get it now all the way to the end, okay, of what this is now. When one controls their desire and trust what's in the hand of Allah more than what is in your hand, that is zuhd, right? Okay. Okay, you have, the desire. What is a desire in any matter? It is trying to get something that you desire, to do something that you desire, right? So if you let your desire is the one that keeps you going and direct you in this life, that is that you will be worshiping your own desire. Your own desire will be your God, the deity that you worship. So everything that you have desire toward, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has with him for you better than it. But you're afraid to let go of it because you want it. Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu has wealth, and a human being wants wealth. But Rasulullah ﷺ asking people to pay in the way of Allah to prepare an army. Abu Bakr who goes and gives everything away in the way of Allah because he trusts what's in the hand of Allah more than what he trusts in his hand, right? So he was able to get rid out of that desire, this hawa. Okay, he cut off, okay, his hawa, his desire toward this money, because he trusts what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has is better and more than what he has. So when Rasulullah asked him, what did you leave to your family? He said, Allah and his messenger. That's what it is. He trusts in what's in the hand of Allah more than what's in his hand. And all items of desires, we can look at the same way, that you control your desire because what Allah has for you is better than what you have right now. And Allah will replace it for you with something even better. That is zuhd. That is zuhd. That you are capable of taking the reign of yourself. Okay? And you're moving it like a horse that wants to run and you're holding it back to walk properly. Wants to go back to the barn and it's not the time to rest, it's time to keep going. Wants to go left and you want it to go right. So by being zahid, it is not being passive, it is the opposite, right? It's the opposite. It's being so active that you are active inward more than you are active outward. That is powerful. That's powerful. That you are working so hard within yourself. Okay? So when you start moving, the right in the right manner, in the right place, at the right time, to the right direction. صلى الله على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا إله إلا أنت أستغفرك وأتوب إليك جزاكم الله خيرا.